Wait, what the fuck? I've already got a follower. Nice. Welcome to the stream. It's not even started yet. I just need to check something because I'm afraid something has happened here. Oh no, it's fine. Kokoralex posted great quality Skimbo Jimbo on my latest upload. So I was like, oh shit, is the quality not rendered right? But apparently it has, because it was on 720, so can't complain there. Hang on. Why is the game capture gone again? There it is. Fuck me. Creole is now following. I've not started the game yet. I've already got 2 followers. What is going on? Okay. So, this is going to be a spooky stream. I've not done a scary game before, and that's because I fucking hate them. Like, I will just flat out not play scary games often because I'm so goddamn deathly afraid of jump scares. Like, I just do not play them. Often when I see a game that has horror elements in it, I look up, is there a jump scare? And if there is, I look up where it is and when it happens so that I can look away when it does, because I'm that fucking terrified of them. I don't think this game has any. I haven't played it though, and I haven't looked it up. This is going to be blind, and I'm very scared. Please hold me. If I like wussy out like a huge bitch, it's because I am one when it comes to horror games. So your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half. Okay, well, oh, that's good. That's usually how long my streams are. And complete home in a single setting. Turn up the sounds, turn off the lights. I don't want to do that though. My lights are fucking on, lad. I'm not turning these off. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. My head. Where was I? It was so dark. Also, why am I getting Discord notifications? I should be in streamer mode. Why is this happening? Okay. Also, if you're playing this game yourself and you want to play it in a tab, because this took me a while to figure out, you have to press Alt Enter at the same time. Then it goes into a tiny little tab. But it's better than being in full screen because I can't record anything as full screen. There's something by my feet, a flashlight. See, why would there be jump scares in a pixel game, you know? Oh, I thought why made my animation change, but no, that just happened automatically. No, don't do this. Don't do a fucking Resident Evil. That house. Where was I? Hello. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? Dunno. Ah! Oh, you fucking... Great start. Fucking audio jump scares already. I can't tell what chat's saying because Discord notifications keep popping up. Fuck's sake. Oh, I didn't want to snoop. No. Yeah, it is. Why is there a big poop stain? Oh, it's blood. It smelled fresh. cats, get out of my game. Oh man, I'm such a fucking pussy, Jesus Christ. Oh, spooky noises. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset, she looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, tried to find a way out. The shelf was full of books. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Okay. Oh my god. Don't do that. A black and white photo. No. An old dining table. Dozens of beer cans. The smell was turning my stomach. Oh my god. I'm so fucking scared. I don't want to play this at all. Oh my god. No, you don't pick up other people's things. Stealing, what is that? A thin grey mouse. Yeah. Downstairs there'll be a door, right, to leave? I just want to leave. Fucking hell. I'm fucking scooting back in my chair to get away from the fucking monitor. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Why? Where's the stairs? The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture and I had to find another way out. Okay. The bathroom was incredibly clean, every surface had been thoroughly wiped and nothing seemed out of place. Well, there's nothing in the bathroom. So let's just not be in there. Damn door was locked. Door was taped up. I don't want to fucking look in the bathroom. I looked like hell, my clothes were dirty and torn and there was mud kicked all over my shoes. Oh, I suppose we'll have to look in the bathroom then. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor, some leftover negatives were sticking out. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. Too scared to rip the tape off. Hello, Quackswag. Oh shit. Someone already did it for us. Ah, my god, please. It's the mouse. Cause and effect. That mouse will remember this. There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. Keycard, locker, the last one I promise. The mouse is the origami killer. Sean! Right, so I guess we need a key card, and then did they say the last one? I think it did. I don't think there's... Oh my god, I don't think there's anything else on the bottom floor, I'll just have to go back up. Did we go in here? I'm not sure. A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use. They were caked in damp smelling dirt. It's a good question. I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Why can't I pick them up as weapons? Good question. I guess it's because my character doesn't think that he's in a combat scenario. The switch in the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. He doesn't have enough strength to hold a fucking shovel. I don't know what this game's about. All I know is that it's a horror game and that I'm scared shitless. The box... oh fucking come on. But there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. Yeah. I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. Is the Resident Evil music for the basement going to play? Please do. Wow. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell. Wheedle 'em out? My leg hurt like hell as I climbed down the ladder. This party sucks. The tunnel below was even darker and the smell wasn't getting any better. But I had to get out of there and find my way home. Dank cavern. Footprints in the dirt looked like more than one kind and a lot of traffic. Oh, fucking goblins! Place all... It's the fucking goblins. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses. Not important. Oh my god. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. Yeah, you fucking took the gun. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. I thought he was going to say it was fucking heavier then. How fucking weak is this guy? Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders. There were photos. Photos of our house. No. Not looking around this house. Oh, this fucking goes even deeper. It was so dark down there and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? I'm a ghost. And this is acting... That's just a theory. A fucking phone. Maybe, like, jump slightly. Fuck off. The desk looked old and was caked with grime. Fuck, shut up. And it was a stack of old faded paper covered with what looked like names. This is not Silent Hill. They were scratched out and illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Hey, if, e, hell. I don't know. None of it made any sense. Maybe if fucking you did more stuff in certain ways, you could read that. I don't know. I don't plan on replaying this game ever. Shut up. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. I wonder what it could be. This is annoying screaming mountain. Please don't tell me there's screaming in this. Something peed in the cage. Some kind of old boxes. They look like they were years old. Wait a minute, these boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing there? What is that noise? Is that supposed to be bats? Ah! How's that a bat? It sounded like strings or something. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. You can't jump in this, can you? No. I don't remember if I jumped down there or found another way. Looked to be a long way. No. Maybe there was some other way to get down there without risking any more injury to my leg. Dunno. Do we push the box? I was scared before, I was terrified now. Why were there photos of our house there? And these clothes? I checked my back pocket and realised my wallet was missing. Did I come to that house or did someone bring me? Dunno. And let's just injure our legs, why not? Look into that one drawer. Nah, fam. You didn't open one drawer. Lad. We fucking jumped down. Oh man. My leg hurt. I was limping even worse than before. I could hear some sort of faint humming noise up ahead. Don't like the sound of that. It's getting louder. There's like a banging sound. Like a... It sounds like weak fireworks. Like in real life. I'm not sure if you can hear that. I thought that was the game. A bunch of old newspapers wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. I don't remember, like a car exhaust or something. What is that? Why did that one open slower? The gun was heavy and uncomfortable in my pocket, and it didn't help ease the constant dull ache in my leg. I opened the metal door and was glad to have the slick, wet walls of those tunnels behind me. What was the man upstairs up to? What do you mean the man upstairs? As the musty scent of those rock walls replaced with an altogether different smell, I braced myself. What man upstairs? I have a gun, but do I even have bullets? That's a good question. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there? But it was too high up. That must have been a sore landing. Oh my god. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet and there was grass smeared within it. I'm not doing a spooky stream ever again. Just so you know, this is a one-off. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. Brexit? Hell yeah. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a better way, a way to drain the water. Okay. Shigs internal. What does that mean? A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. No. I still had the old handgun. I wasn't sure if what a good knife would have been. None. That didn't even like scare me. It was just like, oh my god. I don't know how to explain it. I just didn't like it. This game does a really good job with its sound direction. Where's the singing pipes? No? Okay. Not a fan of that. Door was locked, there was a musty smell. He was sawing the bones. Thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Yes. Yep. Yep. I must go reckless now. It's going to be a fucking jump scare. I'm going to run right into it. Can I go down now? What? Why? What am I doing wrong? Do I have to do it in a certain order? That's when you've already figured out the puzzle. Is it something to do with the symbols, I guess? It must be, right? Because that one looks like that, and then the next one is just like a... Oh no, that one's like that as well. The pipes are numbered. Yeah. Is that going to be a 2? I thought it was a Z. Wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. Okay. It looks like I turned off the water flow inside this valve. Right. Look at the symbol by the number. Oh, I see. I didn't even see that little pixel. God damn it. Thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Yep. Yep. The fucking noise. It's like getting like more drowned out. And then that one's fine. There we go. Looked like the water drained out of that grate. There's a small metal key floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Always take keys. Yeah, it was like a very faint little change in colour. It was like a very obvious puzzle, I just didn't see the colour. The safety post had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? The door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Oh, I thought it was going to say I could use my key. What are you doing, phone? Hang on. Let me fucking make that on silent. There we go. Water status. Killed. Is that? Just ignore you. There's a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. I don't think I really want to see what happened. You like jazz? I could smell a hint of fresh air here. I was anxious to leave, but worried that I had missed something. No, we haven't missed anything, don't worry about it. Oh, we just looped back around. I began to question my decision to take that heavy gun out as I climbed. Would I need it before the end, or was I a fool? Yes, it was a good idea to bring the gun. Oh, just get over it. I wondered what was in that locked room I passed. Should I have gone back to check? At the top of the ladder, I found a latch and clumsily popped it open. Suddenly, as I lifted the heavy lid above my head, the terrible smell of that sewer gave way to the dank scent of pine trees. Is that the fucking Minecraft, like, grass noise? Oh, did you see that? Oh, it's there again. I can't take this fucking seriously now because it's the fucking Minecraft noise. God's sake. Oh my god. Don't do that. I mean, there's more ladders. An old ladder leading up. Minecraft horror. Welcome to my mind. Welcome to my twisted mind. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. What? The ladder needed to be extended, so I should climb it. Do I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Climb that shit. Oh, it's those bats I disturbed earlier. Better than Telltale, am I right? In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Yeah, but do you know it's yours? What if the police found me? Mate, you want the police to find you? From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It's Bruce Wayne's mansion where he molested children. Bruce Wayne does not fuck kids. Fucking... Why couldn't they have just... Right, first of all, why couldn't they have used a different noise for that fucking door? Jesus, that headline. Oh my god. And then why couldn't they have used a different noise for the grass? Surely they had to know that this noise is used in Minecraft. The lid had fallen on the entrance there and was stuck shut. Yeah, how did the bats get out? That's just a theory. Just fucking climb over the fence. Oh, the big arrow. I wonder where I need to go. God's sake. I tried the little key I'd fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. The bats are the real ghosts. What's that? Is this outside the house? I'm not going in it if that's the case. I want to leave. I don't have a choice. Is my character, is that his hair, is it a beret? Yeah, of course. The old, oh, it's a train station. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Damn girl, you live like this? An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course! Of course! The map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? I have no idea, but like the more this game goes on without like an antagonist, and the more I'm starting to think that this game isn't even a fucking horror game. It's like a facade, and this is just like some deep fucking... It'll have like a twist at the end or something. I'm not sure, because there's not been any real horror so far other than like suspense of being scared and scary noises. Maybe I'm the antagonist? Yeah, maybe. The old train was ripped open, and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train shell, I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? You see, it's important that they mention bullet marks, because I have a gun, and it's reminded me lots of times that I have a gun. It didn't say bloody knife marks, he said gun marks. The ground was well worn though, I couldn't really make anything out. I realised I was touching the gun. Yeah, see? Is this going to be like a... really makes you think, kind of like, we subtly told you this entire time but you didn't know. 10 out of 10 IGN. Okay, good. I got a fucking like a friend notification on Steam. I was hoping you couldn't see it. You can't. Go in the hole. It just said that there was like wound marks and bullet holes. How to kill a train, stab it. One second. Okay, that noise is in real life. There's like a faint humming noise. I'm getting all fucking paranoid, thinking it's in the game. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer looking sheets, covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, the man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf, and he had notes on the water towers outside too. I guessed he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using this old station for? Dunno, lad. Did you say there was a hole on this side? I didn't see one. That's outside again, I don't think it was out there. So I guess it must be this way, right? There's no windows I can go through. Rock beats scissors, scissors beat paper, paper beats rock, gun beats all three, train beats gun, and knife beats train. Of course. It's been so obvious all along. No, okay, where do we go? Where do we go now? It was getting colder out there and I had to keep moving. Where do we go? That's actually the where do we go? The historic condition of that place seems sad somehow, but also ominous. Which is stronger, scissors or knife? Well, scissors are just two knives joined together. Yeah, scissors are just two knives. Although, the end of a scissor, even though you wouldn't want to be stabbed by one, isn't as bad as getting stabbed by a knife. So, you know, people didn't go out into combat with giant scissors, did they? Oh man, where do we go? There's nowhere else. Oh, I guess that was an optional area. Let's just keep going then. We're going in the spooky forest. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place. Ash is here, Gary's a loser. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I'm not peeking my fucking face in there. Or in there. Okay, guess why I'm peeking my face. If this dude is close to me, he definitely knows where you are. Yeah, this isn't exactly subtle, is it? I'm not sneaking around. Oh, it's a stream. Okay. The forest was split by a freezing river. It looked like the bottom was all rocks. Well, of course. My leg throbbed with the pain of jumping down that broken ladder. It was too dangerous to try to make it across in this state. I had to turn back. The worn picnic table stood within a circle of trees, like an altar. It was covered in faint markings and carvings from who I assumed were previous campers and hikers. Is there a special S on that bench? I need to know. I'm sorry you're getting buffering, Net. Nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Well, I mean, I could stream in a lesser quality, but I don't think that is really desirable to everyone else, so. Especially not for the YouTube upload. Though the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wonder if I could find my way around. That something happens soon, because it's getting a bit boring. Wait, hang on. It says there's been 1,687 dropped frames. How the fuck? A fucking controller rubbled. There was a fire pit. Oh, this is a bonfire. Do we kindle the flame? Fucking, is this the Dark Souls of horror games? I'll stop. It was a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There was a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Was this just Dark Souls the whole time? The cheap dome tent slept 2 people. Oh, okay, like it could hold them. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks and a cooler. Straight to the cooler. Oh, spooky. No, no. Don't look. No, no. Guess what we're doing? No, 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 no. Should have been a clap between each now. I'm doing it. There was a damp smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Yes. Fucking Minecraft noise. Whoa, 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 whoa. I found that was a fucking... The game just crashed then, what the fuck? I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Damn straight. Finally, that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved, at least, to finally be out of there. Even now, as I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of the land beyond. I must have been getting closer to town, but where exactly was I? I was gonna say, that sure is a long wall. What? Still goes? A mosquito bit you? I'm sorry to hear that. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognised the auto. It's not one of those crazy African ones that gives you death, does it? Is it? I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Or maybe it was the ghosts. Oh, city lights. Bright light, big city. Let's go. What? Just ignore him. Oh, it's a policeman. That's not good. Not another victim. Took a look at his uniform, that he was a security guard. It was fucking... Oh my god, what was his name? I was gonna make a funny joke, but I can't remember his sodding name. Paul Black. It's Paul Black. Should pretend I remembered it. Just doing his job. His head had been severely beaten, and his face was covered with blood. What if Hitler had put all his resources in killing mosquitoes instead of Jews? He would have been hailed as a hero even today. I saw a video about how it is literally... How this is literally a fucking scary game. It is that the door closing behind me? God damn it. I'm in a school, am I? Nothing good ever happens in schools. How it is basically impossible to remove mosquitoes from the planet. Which is why we haven't done it. And instead, scientists are trying to make it so like mosquitoes carry genes that cure the deadly viruses instead of just killing the mosquitoes, so that basically the problem that mosquitoes bring becomes eradicated as opposed to mosquitoes being eradicated, which is impossible. One of the lockers hung up and its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. It was his homework. The door was locked shut and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was passed to the front that said, "Closed for repairs." There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out from the box, snaking... What? Oh, okay. Off to the other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked. I didn't look like the power was on yet. Okay, we need to turn the power on then. Suppose we better go upstairs then. Every part of this plant... Oh, it's a plant, okay. Smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Did I though? The board contained yellowed clippings of newspapers, cartoons and notices. There were notes to it and from the guys that worked here. The newspaper cartoon read, "What is this? How do I turn this book on?" I hate those comics. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Oh my god. Thankfully we don't get mosquitoes in Britain. We just get loads of flies. It's fucking covered in thunderbugs today. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Do I push the switch? Yeah. Is this another one of these puzzles? The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped on the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognisable. It's a shame. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Do I push the switch? Okay, well obviously I need to push this one again then. Yep. There we go. I'm a mechanic. It was shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slot on the side. Right, just so in real life, when would this kind of electrical puzzle system ever happen? What madman engineer would design something like this? There's got to be so many legislations and health risks with that. Our old break table, the layer of dust and grime, only made seeing this sting more. Jigsaw, fuck's sake. The door had been hastily boarded up. Was it Jiggy this whole time? This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked. Oh, this is the place I worked at? Okay. Yep. Right, this one was working. A utility shelf, crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. That might be useful. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Also, it's been used recently then. Brilliant. Going by real life logic, why was that dude's house connected to the sewers? A very good question. Hang on. I was not murdered in my own house. Thankfully. This stream doesn't end with me dying. At least it better fucking not. Okay. What is the game? There is the game. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom there was a magnetic card. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel that I hoped could get me the power on. Yep, I thought this one needs to be done twice. Oh, what? 3 times even. What a puzzle. Streamer dies on stream? Playing cursed game? You know what? I actually was spooked in real life. Because fucking doors opened in real life and there was footsteps. Anita Sarkeesian, a madman. Don't do this. Threatened to kill me in my own house. Stop this noise. Singing. I've already used that joke. There we go. With the power box working again, the door was unlocked. Yes, I did. I pushed the handle and stepped through the door. What would be the alternative? Not going through the door? Where else would you go? Rack of flaps, stop. Hung on the wall, one of them was missing. Great. 1 sec, lads. There we go. The home protagonist came to my real life house. I stopped noticing. I just looked behind me. I stopped noticing the dull ache in my leg when a terrible sensation wormed its way down my spine. Even in the cool night air, everything felt too close. I never felt alone or unmolested. Do you ever one thing that is quite fun when you are playing horror games, like the few times you ever do, or especially when you're watching horror films, just look behind you rapidly, like just sporadically, like because, and like go ah, because then if something is behind you, then you'll already be screaming. It's quite fun. Even in the cold night air, everything felt too close, and I never felt alone or, what do you mean unmolested? He's always molested because of the cold, what the fuck? I tried to tell myself it was just the sight of that dead guard that was throwing me off. The poor bastard looked like he had been done in while on patrol. Was the flashlight I carried his? What? How did you come to that conclusion? How did I come to possess it then? Because it was on the fucking floor. Flashlights are like an uncommon thing. Like, oh my god. As I looked around the wet yard, the light seemed less a blessing and more a mysterious omen. I had to keep moving though. I had to find Rachel. Who is Rachel? Why are we away from the city? Why couldn't you have just gone, like, turn around and just walk towards the city? A rusty old truck had careened off the road and into the guardrail. Its front was crushed and its windows had all smashed. Judging by the rust, it had been there a while. 62. Rachel is your sister? Okay. Oh my god. Why are these doors so creaky? Fucking. Controller rumbled again. Sounded like it was going to start raining. I'd entered Norman's place. How do you know it's Norman's? This was the back of the store that he ran. Oh, okay, yeah, he knows him. It was oddly quiet, except for a faint sound of a television. Going by Japan logic, probably, but they're only stepsisters, so it's fine. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. I have a gun. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. The noise is louder over there. Or am I just being paranoid? Coat. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifle, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. Some of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Yes. I carefully pushed the piece back in place and felt a great burden lifted. A close call. What the heck? This isn't like anything like it looks like on the box. One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing? Am I going to get cooked? If this game is a fucking setup to me getting cooked, I'm going to be pissed off. Oh no. Walk right on past. I don't want to get cooked. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough. Game ends of Norman fucking... I fucking don't know. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still in there in the wood. If I've learned anything from glancing at cook pasta and immediately realising that it's cook pasta and not looking at it anymore, is that people that write cook stories are very good writers and make sure to always use different describing words every single time. And this game's done a good job of that so far. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through the mess, did I? No. Where was I going to get myself into even more disgusting indeed? Two cups. Oh, shit. 2 cups, 1 coat? I've never been to Norman's place before. I doesn't remember. Why do I know this is Norman's then? I've never been here before. Suppose we'll look at this then. TV still flickered. No, I couldn't believe what I saw. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood, like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserved better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Yes. I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if wanted to give, fucking that's a typo, or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Can't fuck a dead body. Okay. Fucking watch me. Alright. Can I open this door now? No. Where's this key, lads? Unzips. Fuck off. Now what we do with all these? Something dark stained to the sleeve, my stomach only tightened further. Before the key, oh, the key might be in the trash actually. Hi Norman, bye Norman. Kitchen bin smelled fresh. Yes. I found a hairpin. I will pick the lock then, I guess. Also, Norman. Is this Normie fucking my sister? Fucking Normans, get out of my game. No, the fucking Normans invaded Britain. He's gonna fucking get out of my country. The hairpin. Fucking Normans. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half. Just like I snapped Norman's neck. The general store was small, but it was clean. NORMANFAGS. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Also, Rachel's been here before. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Fat. Whip out my wad of travel magazines. Now we're getting the ladies coming. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Right, so there's like a night watchman's body that we found, and there's Norman's body, and then there was 2 or 3 others. Right, so the only one that's really significant so far is Norman's. Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. Was he involved in all this somehow? Oh, I didn't look at some of them before because I was scared he was going to get traumatized or something. That gun I had found only seemed to complicate matters. It was such a relief to finally be rid of it. Home wasn't far off now, even though the rain was relentless. I had to keep going. I've been streaming this for an hour now. Okay. And they said it was an hour and a half, so I guess there's only half an hour left. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. The gate was locked tight. Tourist traps, but traps again. Feminine beingness. Alright. The gate was locked tight. The neighbourhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. And it wasn't right, but did look at the letter. Hell yeah. There's no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Well, he doesn't need it now, does he? Carefully I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away. She's what? Did we actually fucking predict that this was a cook game? I can't. I don't fucking believe it. Are we actually gonna get fucking cooked? I'd entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I held my breath. I was terrified to step inside. Is this where the spook is actually going to be? Oh my god. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. At the very end, Slenderman shows up for 1 second. Boo. I'll be cooked if the cooker is dead, but he's already cooked me. I remember having breakfast here on this very table. If this has been my house, I imagine you've had lots of breakfasts on that table. Front door's locked. Well, it shall be upstairs, right? Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole. Well, shouldn't I know what kind of keyhole it is, seeing as how it's my fucking house? Oh no. A hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered across the floor. Oh, I do not like this noise. A laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. What is about this water tower? There was a key in the top drawer of my desk, yes. What significance does the water tower have? Is it because it's shaped like a big cylindrical penis? Door stuck. Door stuck. Door stuck. Please. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. Just sell it, Lamau. Shaped like a big cylindrical feminine penis. Door machine broke. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Though I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. Was I secretly Norman this whole time? There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from the trip we took out west. Yes. Inside were a few days worth of clothes, some toiletries, and I swear to God if we're getting cooked. She was off to fuck Norman. EC Bessie knows what the fuck is happening. Absolutely amazing song. Use the toilet. You were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it. This is just the... this is just my room, I've already been in it. Where do we go, just downstairs then? I can't listen to music when I go to sleep. It has to be absolute silence. Not only are you probably a cuck, you're lazy too. Shaking my head, home protagonist. He's weak as fuck. He can't even like hold a gun without being fucking tired. I knocked the base. Oh, come on. There were old Christmas decorations. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. I'm assuming it's the fancy door. I don't know, there are some people that do care about like their sisters getting fucked. Like I'd say it's quite normal. It's like, it's why you have to ask the father of the woman to like if you consent to, you know, me proposing to them, because it's like, I can't imagine it's very fun knowing that your daughter, the person that you raised and loved, is now going to get fucked by someone else, you know? Like, yeah, that's normal and that's what happens, but it's like at the same time, it's not a nice thought to have, is it? It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. That's right where it was. By someone else. Oh fuck. Yeah, I just mean by like some guy. That's it. That's what do I do? Actually, the heavy crowbar. Was there a place that needed breaking into? If anyone's watching this and has probably played this game before, they've probably been shouting at me this entire time for fucking up. And now he appreciates the weight. I know, right? Thick crowbar. Is it in the basement again? Or is it the front door? Front door's locked. There's crowbar, lad. Crowbar your door open. There were old clothes, tools and other things you obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Did I break through the wall? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Don't look. I swear to God, if there's like a scary image and like a large, like a very high-pitched violin noise or some shit. Is that a rope? A filthy-looking pile of rags. Had to, I'd come this far. The rags were wet, matted, covered in dirt and grime, but inside that tattered mess was no sign of my... Oh, it is his wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, tried to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What had I been searching for this entire time? I remembered the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? Then the awful realisation hit me right in the gut. I'd been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there. I won't find her anywhere else because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now, and is Rachel his tulpa, and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the ache I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion, and as I tried to grab hold of something that would make sense of all this, I must have drifted off. In the face when he cooked himself. We were the real Norman this whole time. I guess these books were all actually mine then. In the shadows of that broken mirror, I could see my face, gaunt now, hollow and sickly, and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? Expose this man! It was the keycard I found at the bottom of that factory locker. I never did bother to use it. Someone had been going through those lockers and poking around the plan. Still, it hadn't quite added up. Was I the one who had been going back to the factory? No. What had I been doing there? I didn't remember the thing about that place. Exactly. The laptop had finally run out of power. Cook exposed. Live on stream. It was Norman. In the dirty faded glass, I looked like nothing more than a faint shadow. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. What about the train ticket then? Is that his train ticket? Who did he go and fucking travel to the west with? It was a letter I'd taken from the post box. It had gotten a bit wet in the rain. Somebody had obviously had it out for Norman. Oh no, Norman. If I was wrong about Rachel, then what about him? Did I kill him? No. I couldn't have. I clearly wasn't seeing things correctly, but no. I could never do something like that. That note wasn't from me. I had that old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. Oh, did the TV get older? Okay. My old office sat on the floor. What do you mean, my old office? What? Oh, office safe. Ah, okay. Safe sat on the floor. Use the digital passcode. Yes. The safe used it. Oh, God's sake. Do I have to use the keyboard for this? Yeah, I do. Well, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Nothing about the bed. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back to the basement. Am I going to hang myself because of that noise? That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yeah. Since I arrived in town, things have been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense sometime after that. My memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came all along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way. I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. For starters, The man I had found in that old place. Who had killed him? And why was I even there? And what was hidden within those sewers I had found? A tunnel to the old man's house. Obviously led there, but was there something I missed? Was I so busy worrying about Rachel that I was blind? The forest especially was a difficult maze, and I would rest easier if I never saw its like again. Obviously we aren't seeing eye to eye on this, but we could both agree it wasn't me going fucking fourth wall, but it wasn't me going through the old factory, right? I mean, you said it yourself, and I'm thrusting you here, you know. Trusting, not thrusting, fuck at me. I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point until the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then going to Norman's store, that's when the confusion and doubt started to set in. That's when my perspective of all this really started to change. Oh, Norman, I don't know how you got mixed up in all this, but someone had killed you. Nice Freudian slip. My head was a mess. Everything had ached and was foggy, so I don't know if you deserved what you got in the end. Even God refrost. No, we do not. We were friends once, weren't we? Did you know about all this? Did you know what Rachel was? But as painful as all of that was, oh no, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had seen and done, finally coming home was supposed to be the end to this entire ordeal. I had no idea, though, that it was only the beginning. The silence in the house when I first stepped through the kitchen door, that should have been my first clue. To think that I went through all of that, completely unaware of what I would discover. Did you know before the end? Did you mock me when you finally showed me the truth? No. Actually, yeah, we did. We thought you were cooked. You don't know what it's like to have everything ripped away from you in a heartbeat. How could I possibly go on, now knowing what I do, without Rachel, even the thought of Rachel, I was truly lost. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth, I'll give you that, and I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that you had kept me going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? Oh, that was it? I knew it wouldn't have like a scare, and it was just going to be like a text fucking like wordy psychology game. We called that like halfway through, didn't we? That like, yeah, that wasn't scary at all. There was some like noise scares. Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. The end. Wow, okay. It wasn't like, oh, I'm so scared. But it's like, I was scared at the beginning because I thought it was going to be a scary game. But then the more I played, the more I realised, oh, it's not going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those fucking deep, like, your choice matters kinds of games. The only thing that was really scary were the noises. Like, the sound design was really good. But other than that, that was like... That was crap. I've never liked these kinds of games at all. Like it's not, that wasn't even gameplay, that was just walking and pressing air and doing piss easy puzzles. Right, okay. Well, sorry for such a disappointing ending. Reveal Pokemon Nightmare version invasion speedrun. I'm not going to do a Pokemon game next. I've got the Clover stream tomorrow, which is going to cover all the after game content, and then after that I'm going to see if I can't do more one-offs like this. This is like kind of like a test run, really. I wasn't even going to stream today, but I finished work early, so I had lots more free time. to rest and get set up. So I wasn't even going to stream today, but I was actually going to do this on Tuesday after the Clover stream, but it was quite fun. And like, honestly, I think it was more fun because this was a stream as opposed to it just being a game. Like, without the stream, this would have been boring as fuck for me, I think. Yeah, I don't plan on streaming anything else after this. Tonight, I mean. Tomorrow is going to be Pokemon Clover, and that's going to be the finale of that. And after that, we're going to be postponing things by doing like one-offs and other short streams until everyone that I know that wants to watch off is available to watch off, and then we'll play off. So yeah, thanks for joining me and have a nice night.